Pollard's #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack football on KOFE 1240 St. Mary. Join Tim Parrish as he brings you the play-by-play of tonight's Lumberjack football game. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now we'll send it out to the field where Tim Parrish is waiting with the pregame show. And as always, go Lumberjack! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here in Aberdeen, Idaho, as your Lumberjacks out warming up, getting ready to take on the Aberdeen Tigers in the first round of the playoffs for 2A football. Going to be about 46 degrees at kickoff. It says partly cloudy skies right now. It's actually pretty clear. Nice day so far here for this football game. So hopefully that weather continues throughout the contest. But looking for a heck of a game here this afternoon. And we'll tell you all about that in our pregame show. Is they got two teams that are almost identical in their offensive strategies. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game goes this afternoon. Of course, we all want it to go the way of the Lumberjacks. And if it does, we could be coming back down this way next week for another game. But of course, like I said, we got to get through this one first to make it to that one. So we'll talk all about that in our pregame show. Before we get into this, I want to get this out there because I always forget these little public services or these announcements during the games. On Monday, it is, of course, Halloween, and the St. Mary's Trunk or Treat will be taking place on Monday, 4:30 to 6 p.m., and that'll be on Main Street from 6th Street to 9th Street and 7th Street from Center to College Avenue. So that is that trunk or treat. We've been doing it for the last couple of years in St. Mary's, and it's become a pretty big hit. So be sure to mark your calendars for that coming up on Monday. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with our interview that we had with head coach Craig Teft.
It's time to elevate your finances. Introducing Ascend Checking, the simple, free checking account from P1FCA. It gives you the flexibility to earn dividends, plus get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposits, and no minimum balance requirements. Level up your finances with Ascend Checking. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938, insured by NCUA.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for the home, shop? You need to call Annie's Arbor and Site Clearing. Annie's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Annie's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Annie's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Annie's Arbor and Site Clearing.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. It's one of the many ways Block has your back.
And we are here with head coach Craig Kemp for St. Mary's Lumberjack football before the Lumberjacks take on the Aberdeen Tigers in playoff action. But before we get to talk about Aberdeen, we'll talk a little bit about that last game and the season up till now. So you finished the regular season with a win against Orofino last week. Coach, what are your thoughts on that game?
Just real pleased how we finished the year out. It was awesome to get to play all those kids that suited up that night. Really impressed with Orofino and how hard they played, considering being 0-17 traveling on a Friday when they don't have school. Was really impressed with their effort, but more so for our kids. Thought we did what we needed to do to solidify our spot in the playoffs, and so now it's on to next week.
Finished the regular season with a 3-5 record, a league record of 3-1. You could have probably had a 5-3 record. There's a couple of games there that first game of the season against Riverside, and then Kellogg, a few turnovers, and who knows what happens in that one if we don't have those turnovers. What are your thoughts on the season as a whole?
I don't know if I would say it went as expected in terms of win-loss, but kind of went expected as far as what we thought with being so far behind because of COVID. We knew it would take a while to get things going, the inability to go to camp, all the amount of time that this team has missed over the last 2 years and this group of kids. And we just needed time and experience on the field, so it took us a while to get going, and so we're real thankful that it worked out the way it is, and we get to play another game.
And getting to that, it's the first playoff game that you had in a couple of years, and some of that we could probably attribute to COVID, messing up season. But how excited is this team to be playing in the postseason, regardless of it being on the road?
They're very excited, and you're right. This is a team that hasn't experienced any of this. This is the first full season that these kids have had. It's the first time that they've had to travel this far and stay in a hotel. I wasn't joking when I said it felt like we were starting over after COVID did its thing, but real proud of the way that this team has come together and how we're playing right now, and excited for an opportunity to go play Aberdeen and see what we can do there.
All right, we're talking with head coach Craig Teff before the Lumberjacks take on Aberdeen in playoffs. We'll take a quick break and be back with some more. You in need of professional IT solutions? Maybe you should give ex-Babylon Professional IT Solutions a call. Ex-Babylon specializes in everything IT, including Apple consulting, network support, computer repair, web hosting, and so much more. Ex-Babylon has locations in Hayden, Idaho, and Newport, Washington, and Seattle. If you need help with anything IT related, call ex-Babylon IT Solutions at 509-447-0440. That's 509-447-0440. Ex-Babylon IT Services, where imagination is the only limitation. Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Don Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail test capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Don Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
You and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack sports broadcast. The Gannons wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck in the playoffs and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!" Hughes Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chip in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking. And we're back. We're talking with head coach Craig Teff for St. Mary's Lumberjack football, and you guys are playing the Aberdeen Tigers, and I think you played them basically just one other time, and I didn't really look too far back, but I know the one time was back in the 2015 playoffs, lost that game 17-0 in Aberdeen. They have a new coach this year. They look kind of like St. Mary's is. They like to run the ball. What can you tell us about the Tigers?
Yeah, you're exactly right. You know, if you turn the film on, you wouldn't know that they had a coaching change. This scheme is the same, both offensively and defensively, and the philosophy is the same. I think what you're going to see in this game is basically two teams that love to run the football, and basically it's going to be like goal line offense and goal line defense the whole game. It should go fast, so barring turnovers, you better take advantage of your offensive possessions, but you may not get many of them.
And that actually was part of the next question, with the possibility of a lot of running in this game that could possibly limit your guys' possessions or the possessions for both teams. So how important is it to take care of the ball and to put points on the board with those possessions?
Well, I think when the dust settles at the end of the night, and whoever wins, that's probably what's going to be a big variable that tells the story is who wins the turnover battle and the field position battle. So to answer your question, yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be a really big thing.
All right, Coach, this has been kind of the common question to end my interviews all season long, win or lose. What do you want to see from the Jacks today?
I just want our kids to go down and have a good playoff experience, and hopefully these seniors, continue to pile on to what they've already done and add to their legacy with the program and pass on some good traditions and things for these younger kids. And we go down and we play Lumberjack football. That's really all we can ask of them.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time today, and good luck in this game, and hopefully we'll be interviewing you next week for another one.
Thanks, Coach Jack.
That's been our interview with head coach Craig Teff as the Lumberjacks get set to take on the Aberdeen Tigers here in Aberdeen. We'll take a break and come back with more. How many ways can you have a baked potato? Let Lumpy's Potatoes in St. Mary's help you figure it out. Lumpy's Potatoes is the perfect lunch stop in St. Mary's. Lumpy's offers several different baked potatoes daily, along with a special tater. Watch for daily specials on the Lumpy's Potatoes Facebook page. Sometimes he has meatloaf sandwiches or even loaded mac and cheese. There's one more thing you should know. Lumpy's Potatoes also has a steak night, typically on Sundays, and lasts until he runs out of steak, which is usually pretty fast. Lumpy's Potatoes at 522 Main Avenue, St. Mary's, or give him a call at 208-582-8297. Lumpy's Potatoes.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your co-pays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our ADs for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Idaho for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 401 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
Hodge Funeral Home has long been a community leader in St. Mary's, and Hodge invites you to come in and discuss final arrangement options before any crisis arises in your family. Hodge is knowledgeable, caring, and will suggest final plans that will fit your wishes and budget. And being a community leader, Hodge Funeral Home is proud to be a sponsor of this Lumberjack State game. We're proud of you and wish you all the best. Go Jacks!
Tim Parrish back here at Aberdeen High School in Aberdeen, Idaho, and this is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff as your Lumberjacks get set to take on the Aberdeen Tigers in the first round of the playoffs here for the 2A Central Idaho League. And we've got the bracket here somewhere. Let's take a quick look at that. I think most of the games have already been played in this first round of playoffs. I should have double checked and looked at that. But St. Mary's was the only game that was actually today in the 2A bracket. Everybody else played yesterday, and I should have looked up those scores, but I did not. So Westside played Coal Valley yesterday, and then North Fremont played Soda Springs yesterday. Like I said, I haven't looked it up. I think I did hear some of the Westside won their game, but we will find out. So the winners of these games, as well as Kellogg, will get seeded into the next round of playoffs, which will be played next week. And the teams that get the bye week and will play next week was Bear Lake, Declo, Perth, and Melba, and then Kellogg as well. Kellogg will be seated onto that bracket somewhere. If you ever have looked at one of the brackets, don't see Kellogg listed on there, don't worry, they are part of that bracket. So, but they have to get seated in after all these games are over today with this game. Then all those brackets will be fixed and set up with Kellogg in there. And taking a look at those final standings for the 2A Central Idaho League, Kellogg came out on top with the district championship this year. They have a 4-0 league record, 6-3 overall. They finished up the season ranked at number 9 in the Max Preps ranking. St. Mary's, they come away with a 3-1 regular season league record, 3-5 overall, and ranked number 14 overall in the Max Preps rankings for 2A. Grangeville, they finished a 2-2 league record, 3-5 overall. Priest River finished with a 1-3 record, 2-6 overall, and the Orofino Maniacs did not have the season they would hope for. They were 0-4 in league play and 0-7 overall on the year. In the power rankings for Idaho sports has Westside at number 1, Bear Lake at number 2, Firth at number 3, Kellogg at number 4, and North Fremont at number 5. In the coaches poll, North Fremont was number 1, Bear Lake number 2, Westside number 3, Melton number 4, and Kellogg number 5. In the media polls, it's Bear Lake number 1, Westside number 2, Melbourne number 3, Firth number 4, and Aberdeen number 5. In the top 5 at the end of the regular season for Max Preps was Westside, Bear Lake, Firth, Aberdeen, and North Fremont. So let's look at your standings and power rankings. We'll take another break and come back with more of the Final Apps number 1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff. We all remember Heidi's Sandwich Shop. Well, Heidi's is now Nellie's Kitchen. Nellie's Kitchen offers the same great menu, the same great service, and the same great food. Stop by Nellie's Kitchen today and try their new breakfast sandwich, the Nellie, or have a fan favorite, the Slumgolian. Nellie's Kitchen is open Tuesday to Friday, 7 to 11 a.m. for breakfast and 11 to 3 for lunch. Also open Saturday and Sunday with all-day breakfast. Eat in or call in your order at 208-245-2223. That's 208-245-2223. Nellie's Kitchen, located at the River City Mall in St. Mary's.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjack!
It's time to winterize your home, and there's no better place to start than at everyone's hardware and lumber store, 10th Street Lumber. They have insulation, house wraps, stoves, and heaters. See their huge selection of power tools, paints, and painting supplies. And, of course, they have a full line of lumber supplies. Stop by 10th Street Lumber and see what they can do for you. And remember, 10th Street Lumber will deliver anywhere on 10th Street and Railroad Avenue, 10th Street Lumber.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks, Gateway Financial Partners, to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The Securities Advisory Services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With up to 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
Hunting season is in full swing and the rut is almost here. And the bucks will be going crazy. Stop by Blue Goose Sporting Goods in St. Mary's for all of your hunting needs. Ammo, scents, calls, a walk-in cooler to store your big game, and much more. Also, with winter right around the corner, it's never too early to prepare for ice fishing. Blue Goose Sporting Goods has you covered. Blue Goose Sporting Goods has a full line as well of the best hunting wear out there. Check out King's Camo at Blue Goose Sporting Goods today.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at Aberdeen High School, where Lumberjacks getting set to take on the Tigers in playoff action. And I got ahead of myself. I want to apologize. I want to give a shout out to the girls volleyball team as they came down yesterday. Played some hard fought battles yesterday at the state tournament. They ended up having to play 3 matches yesterday. They lost the first match of the day. Man, I forget who that was to now, but I'm not going to open that. Nampa Christian. And so they lost that first match. I think they lost it in 3. Then they moved down. They had to play Cole Valley in the opposite side of the bracket. They won that game in 5 matches. They won that match in 5 sets, and that put them into a third game yesterday where they had to play, I think it was Malad, and they ended up falling to Malad in that game in, I think it was 3 sets. So a tough day for the Lumberjack girls. I know they had a lot higher hopes when they came here to the state tournament this year, as they had a terrific season. No reasons to hold their heads low, as they are. We are all proud of them for their efforts and how well they played and represented St. Mary's down here for the state tournament. And again, I know that they wish they were there playing today, But we're still proud of you guys. Good, great season. And now I guess we got to look forward to hopefully a good girls basketball season this year. So good luck in that upcoming sports season, girls. And I believe basketball starts on Monday for the girls. So that's going to start rolling pretty quickly. And I want to give a shout out to Brendan Green as well. He's the one of the managers on the football team, and I have asked him with taking some pictures of this game today for me. Every so often I get asked by Trey Dixon if I take pictures of the varsity games, and I always joke with him, tell him, how can I take pictures of the varsity games when I'm broadcasting the game, Trey? So today I have somebody down there that's going to be taking some pictures for the of this game tonight. So we've got some memories there for those seniors and the kids that are playing today, no matter what happens. Anyways, let's move on to our statistics and the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff, and we'll take a look at the Lumberjacks offensively. They started off kind of slow as far as their scoring points per game on the season, but they finished up, and it's still not a great high number, but 21 points per game for the Lumberjacks is what they've averaged on the year. They've averaged 259 yards per game offensively, which is a pretty good number. And actually, I wanted to look at this in the stats. St. Mary's has actually outgained their opponents on total offense. The Lumberjacks have put up 2,070 total yards in offense, and their opponents have only put up 1,686 yards, and that's a 384-yard difference in favor of St. Mary's. And we'll talk a little bit about what I think has been, that kind of usually bodes pretty well for your season as far as your win-loss record. But turnovers have kind of been an issue for St. Mary's. We'll talk about that more as we go through our pregame. Taking a look here, let's see here. St. Mary's on the passing game, 11 yards per completion, which is pretty good. The Lumberjacks don't pass the ball a lot. When they do pass, they pick up some pretty good chunks. And 5 yards per carry on the ground. Again, another good number. 5 yards plus per carry is a really solid number in the running game because that means a first down every 2 plays. So, again, good numbers for the Lumberjacks as far as that's concerned. St. Mary's has 29 big plays on the season. Those are 20 plays, plays of 20 yards or more. And then we get into that turnover number. St. Mary's 10 fumbles lost on the season and 2 interceptions thrown. The interception number is not bad, but the fumbles lost has been a struggle for St. Mary's all season long. They've not had one game yet this year where they have not at least fumbled the ball once. Third down conversions is a pretty decent number, I would think, 31 of 88, 35%. Fourth down conversions, even better, 16 of 31 for 52%. Offensive leaders, I hadn't had the quarterbacks on here for all year long, so I decided finally I needed to put them on here. Dylan Holder, a senior quarterback, and he's 26 of 32 on the year, 231 yards passing, no touchdowns, and two INTs. Trace Wicks, he's not a quarterback. He's actually a wide receiver, but he has a few plays where he's throwing the ball 4 for 5 passing for 90 yards and a touchdown. In the run game, Trey Gibson leads the team with running. He's a junior, 125 carries, 705 yards for him, 6 touchdowns. He averages 6 yards per game, per rush, 88 yards per game. Damian Vanderrob, a senior, 62 carries on the season, 430 yards with 5 touchdowns, 7 yards per rush for him, 54 yards per game. He's had 3 50-yard plus runs this season. Dylan Holder, a senior, 58 carries, 323 yards with 4 touchdowns. He averages 6 yards per rush and 40 yards per game. Ethan Kohler, he has 45 carries on the season as a senior, 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the receiving side, Jared Badgett has 8 receptions for 94 yards. He's a senior. He also has 1 touchdown. Trace Wicks has 4 receptions as a senior, 65 yards. Tristan Hill, a senior, 5 receptions for 53 yards. Tyler Renner has 3 receptions for 39 yards on the season. Let's look at the Lumberjacks offense. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more. The Gateway Cafe on Highway 95 in Plummer has been serving travelers in its community for 7 decades. The Gateway Cafe specializes in home-cooked meals and offers a full menu of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and homemade desserts. So whether you're on your way through, driving into town, or a local, stop by the Gateway Cafe in Plummer for a delicious home-cooked meal with your friends and family. The Gateway Cafe also offers catering and online ordering. Visit www.gateway-restaurant.com or call 208-686-1314. The Gateway Cafe, located at 126 10th Street in Plummer, wishes Ethan and the Lumberjack football team the best of luck in the playoffs.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsor.
St. Mary's Realty is the St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
The people of the St. Joe Valley Credit Union are your friends, your neighbors. And when you look to the St. Joe Valley Credit Union for more affordable financing, what you're doing is investing in the confidence you have in the people you know. Confident and responsible professional money experts at the St. Joe Valley Credit Union, where they've been serving our community since 1959. St. Joe Valley Credit Union, where others have their branches, we have our roots.
This institution is not federally insured. Each member's account is insured to a maximum of $250,000 by American Share Insurance.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat. As an athlete at Boise State,
I learned that every sip is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink? What do you drink?
Milk Victory, brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Mary's Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Tim Parrish here at Aberdeen High School as it's the first round of the 2022 playoffs. The first round of the, I believe it is, I don't know if this game is considered part of the Idaho Milk Bowl that is sponsored by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the United Dairymen of Idaho. But if it is, I did forget to announce that or mention that at the beginning of the broadcast. Typically, this is still technically, I think, considered a play-in game. But I think it might still be under that umbrella of the Milk Bowl. So it just depends on how you look at it. So, I just wanted to make that shout out to the United Dairymen of Idaho and the Idaho High School Activities Association. And this is the Pollett's #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to kickoff here on 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's. Of course, we are your home for Lumberjack sports all season long. Now we'll take a quick look at the Lumberjacks defensively. They had some rough games where they allowed some pretty high scores, but they have their average per game to only 24 points per game to opponents. So that's the 24, St. Mary's averaging 21, 3-point differential in favor of the opponents. The opposing teams, though, have only been being allowed 211 yards per game, 101 passing, and 110 rushing. Third down conversions come out to 18 of 77 for 23% for the opponents. And fourth down conversions are 10 of 27 for 37%. So all pretty good numbers from the Lumberjack defense. St. Mary's has recovered 6 fumbles and 5 interceptions on the year. And St. Mary's is -1 coming into today's game in the turnover battle. So again, the St. Mary's has been behind that turnover battle all season, but they have worked their way back in to being just about even. So it's not as bad of a lift for that turnover. And mentioning earlier those other games of the season, like I've said before, that St. Mary's could easily be 5-3. And if they, I think I was talking to the coaches, the Lumberjacks were running the offense that they switched to after I think it was North Freeman, or after they played Freeman. If they switched that offense they've been using all season, they probably would have beat Riverside. Now you can't go back and say would have, could have, should have, but the Lumberjacks, I think their record is a little misleading, and I'm really hoping that St. Mary's can come out here and that for one, maybe Aberdeen will be overlooking them a little bit, but also just prove that they're not the team that they've been kind of put out there to be. Is a lot of people think maybe St. Mary's isn't as good as that they could be, but I think they're better than what it shows on paper, and I think they're better than what it shows on that record. So I'm really looking forward to this game here today. The Lumberjacks come into this game riding a 3-game win streak, and the Aberdeen Tigers on a 2-game losing streak. So either one team streak is going to end today. Anyways, taking back a look at those defensive numbers, looking at the defensive leaders, Trey Gibson, he's a junior. He leads the team with tackles with 33 tackles on the season. Jared Badgett, a senior, he has 29.5 tackles on the year. Damian Vanderrob, a senior, he has 24.5 tackles with a half a sack on the season. Trace Wicks, a senior, 23.5 tackles with 3 sacks on the year. Ethan Kohler, a senior, 21 tackles with 2.5 sacks on the year. Tristan Hill, a senior, I didn't put down the tackle numbers, but he leads the team in sacks with 4.5 sacks on the season. And the interesting thing there is the only one in there that's a junior is Trey Gibson. Everybody else was seniors in that realm of defense. On the kicking game, which is kind of a sad one here, is we don't have Grayson Sands here tonight to do kicking duties. He didn't even know he was going to be playing football or kicking field goals for the football team until later on in the season. And so he had a prior engagement with Eastern Oregon, the school down there, had a visit, a recruitment visit, I guess it was, with Eastern Oregon. So it conflicted with this, and that it was set up well before this game ever took place, well before he was even playing football. So we can't fault him for that one. He had to be there, and we will miss him here today. Hopefully we won't miss him too much, but we'll miss him a little bit on the extra points. Hopefully St. Mary's won't really need those little bit of scores to get through this game and win it. But Grayson Sands is not here today. He is 16 of 19, though, on the season of kicking extra points, so very good for him. On the interception side of things, J.J. Yearout, he's a freshman, and he hasn't played full-time varsity. He's been a JV player, obviously, most of the year. But the one game he did get in against Priest River, he had 2 interceptions in that game late in the game. There's a lot of kids on that JV roster that are really promising as far as this group of young kids coming up from the lower ranks. Brock Anderson, the junior, he has 1 interception, and Badgett and Holder each have an interception each. Holder returned his interception for a touchdown in the last game. That's a look at the defense for the Lumberjacks. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff.
The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you'll just have to try them all. Taco About It is open 11 to 7, Tuesday through Friday, for all of your taco needs. Call in your order, 208-582-8533. Message them on Facebook or just stop by. Taco About It, located across from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
St. Joe Potty Hut in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Hut is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Benoit County, also served in Shoshone and Kootenai County. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Hut at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, go Lumberjack!
When your car's not running right, you want an honest mechanic that provides quality work at an affordable price. That can be tough, unless your dad owns a repair shop. But at St. Mary's, times have changed. You have Jim's Auto, and they treat every customer like family. Get everything from regular maintenance to major repairs done at Jim's Auto and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto doesn't just offer oil changes. They're a full-service shop. Jim's Auto can diagnose that check engine light, change your brakes, and fix your alignment. Ask about Jim's Auto's new Express Lane with same-day or next-day oil and tire services. And don't forget, Jim's Auto is an authorized Tire Pros dealer with nationwide warranty, service protection plan, and free roadside assistance. Jim's Auto and Tire Pros located at 69 Milwaukee Road, St. Mary's. Soaring Hawk Kohler Lodge Special Event Venue located at Soaring Hawk RV Park at 3201 Highway 5 in Plummer, Idaho, is a custom lodge with beautiful woodwork as well as a beautiful North Idaho view. It's perfect for your meetings, reunions, banquets, parties, or weddings. Visit www.soaringhawkrvresort.com for more information.
It's time to elevate your finances. Introducing Ascend Checking, the simple, free checking account from T1 FCU. It gives you the flexibility to earn dividends, plus get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposits, and no minimum balance requirements. Level up your finances with Ascend Checking. Learn more at t1fcu.org/ascend. T1 FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938, insured by NCUA.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here with the countdown. Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff as your Lumberjacks are in Aberdeen, Idaho to take on the Aberdeen Tigers in playoff action here this afternoon. The winner will be on to play next week. The loser will be getting ready for basketball season. Lumberjacks, they come into this game, though, with 3 straight wins, all those wins being against league opponents, giving them their first postseason game in a couple of years. So St. Mary's hasn't been to the postseason. Part of that has been due to COVID. COVID really messed up the season the last couple of years, took away teams, took away games and stuff like that. So that didn't help. But this year, Lumberjacks back here at the postseason, getting some extra games on the year. So that's nice. Some might say those are the last of the games for St. Mary's against those league opponents, especially against Priest River and Orfino. May not have been the toughest of opponents, but just never count out a game regardless of a team's record. And I mentioned earlier, St. Mary's, I think, could have finished 5-3 this year, barring some turnovers that they had against Kellogg and just a few things. They even had turnover, and that's kind of what turned the tide against Riverside in that first game of the year. The Jacks have battled very hard all season this year. They've played their hearts off, and they've had a pretty good year despite what the final record shows. I really hope that they do surprise some people and that they get a win here today against the Tigers. I think that against St. Mary's, not necessarily in St. Mary's, but places around the state, probably kind of doubting the Lumberjacks getting the win. Actually, Coeur d'Alene Press, they're not doubting St. Mary's can get the win here today. So we'll see if they are correct. They had some picks from the Coeur d'Alene Press, and the two guys that were doing playoff picks, they picked St. Mary's to win the game today. So let's hope that they are correct. These two teams are very similar in the way that they run their offenses. Both teams are primarily running offenses, so this could be a short game as far as time, as it could get the clock going pretty quickly. And it's going to be a game that's going to be won or lost in the trenches. Those front lines are going to be the deciding factor somewhat for who's blocking the best or who's getting the best defense out there. The Lumberjacks do pretty good against run defense, though, with their run defense. So that's a good thing for the Lumberjacks. They are not a strong pass defense as St. Mary's, but they do have just about always had a good run-stopping defense. This is the first postseason for the Lumberjacks since losing to Declo 49-6 in 2018. Lumberjacks will come back out on the field to continue their warm-ups. We'll take another break, and we'll be back with more.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home, shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're needing some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know the local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
Tim Parrish back here at Aberdeen High School, the site of the Lumberjacks taking on the Tigers in playoff action. And just as always, the Lumberjack faithful traveling well for the Lumberjacks, making this long 8-hour trip down to Aberdeen, Idaho, as the visiting side of the stands are not the biggest of stands, but filling up pretty quickly here, as Lumberjacks going to have a lot of support here. Kind of helps, I think, that the state volleyball games were in Shelley, which is not too far from here either. So I think some of those fans that were here watching the volleyball games have shifted their attention to coming on and cheering on the Lumberjacks here. So that's going to help maybe boost the numbers a bit for the football squad. But still good to see the Lumberjack fans traveling nicely, as always, for the Lumberjacks once again. Taking a look at the Aberdeen Tigers, they are from the 2A Southeast Idaho Conference. They are out of District 5. Finished this year with a 2-2 league record, 5-3 overall. They were the number 3 team out of their league, and I believe they were a at-large bid into the playoffs. They were 3-6 last year. They have a new head coach this year, Braden Driscoll, and here's some of their returners. Returners with honors. They have several returners. These are the ones with all-league honors last year. You've got Rick Martinez, first all-conference defensive line, second all-conference offensive line. Christian Ortiz, first all-conference offensive line. Kel Adamson, second all-conference running back and second all-conference linebacker. Nick Metal, second all-conference punter and kicker. So some guys they got back here this year. The Tigers, they are a formidable opponent, and they do remind you a lot of St. Mary's offensively. They do like to run the ball a lot, and from watching film, it was kind of interesting. Their quarterback likes to keep the ball a lot. The Tigers, they are third place out of District 5. They were at an at-large bid, like I mentioned. The Tigers have played the Jacks before. That was in 2015 here in Aberdeen, where St. Mary's lost 17-0. The record of each team's opponents, they are very similar. If you do a record comparison between the two teams for the teams that they've played, Aberdeen's opponents' records overall were 34-32, and St. Mary's opponents 33-30. Like I said, the Tigers do return a lot of talent. They have 7 returners. 4 of those returners, or 5 of those returners, 4 of them had all-league honors from last year. Although the Tigers are a run-heavy offense, they do like to pass it every so often. So they will try to lure the defense into believing that every play is going to be a run, and then they might try to catch them off guard with a throw. So St. Mary's going to have to play sound on that side of it and knowing their assignments in the defensive side of things. We'll go ahead and take one more quick break, and we'll come back with more.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Now we're back as we're getting ready to wrap up our Pollock's #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff. Both teams, St. Mary's here on their sideline. Aberdeen still doing a little bit of quick warm-ups. We're getting closer and closer to the opening ceremonies here. The Lumberjacks, well, we said they've been pretty strong on defense this year. This is going to be a time when they need to be really good on run defense tonight or today. This is going to be a game that is going to be won and lost on the offensive and defensive lines. This will be a game that might go fast. Both teams running the ball almost exclusively, which is going to limit the number of possessions each team has, as that clock is going to tick down fairly quickly with the clock not getting too many times to stop. So the team that doesn't turn the ball over and the team that can take the most advantage of their possessions is going to probably be the winner today. So the Lumberjacks, I really like to see them not have the turnovers. They've had at least one turnover in every game this year. So that's going to be the biggest thing for St. Mary's. They've got to hold on to that ball. They can't let it get stripped out of their hands. So that's going to be a big thing. Aberdeen has a pretty good kicker. St. Mary's kicker not here, so I hope it doesn't come down to a kicking duel. I mean, if St. Mary's can hold Aberdeen to field goals, St. Mary's can score touchdowns, and that's one thing. But it's just we don't want to get into a game that might end up being won or lost on a field goal without having our star kicker here for the game today. So that's about kind of my keys to that game. For the Lumberjacks, it's going to be turnovers. I think we've got the national anthem coming up, so we'll take a quick break.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Are you in need of professional IT solutions? Maybe you should give Ex-Babylon Professional IT Solutions a call. Ex-Babylon specializes in everything IT, including Apple consulting, network support, computer repair, web hosting, and so much more. Ex-Babylon has locations in Hayden, Idaho, and Newport, Washington, and Seattle. If you need help with anything IT related, call Ex-Babylon IT Solutions at 509-447-0440. That's 509-447-0440. Ex-Babylon IT services where imagination is the only limitation. And we're back, and I was wrong. We're not national anthem yet. We've got the captains out at midfield. There's coin toss taking place here. We'll see who's going to do what as far as the opening possessions are concerned. Damian Vanderbraab out there for the Lumberjacks, as well as Jordan Korn, number 50 of Warren, Landon Warren, and number 5 of Dylan Holder representing the Lumberjacks as captains. I believe they've pretty much been the guys doing it all season. The coin toss has been done. St. Mary's will defend I believe that's the east end zone, and they will receive the ball. I believe St. Mary's won the toss. So St. Mary's will go on offense first, which is kind of what we figured they would do in a game like this when you want to try to set that tone, be the first team to score. So the Lumberjacks are going to possess the ball first on offense, and the Lumberjacks will be going from right to left on your radio dial. So now I think we'll be getting ready for the national anthem. So we will take a break. We'll take a break for the national anthem.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Sun Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the well-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Sun Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross bridge savings.
You and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck in the playoffs and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!" Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges, stuff for your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom skip to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we're back. Now we'll try to do a quick look at the starting lineups defensively for the Aberdeen Tigers. It'll be number 2 of Wesley Nelson at cornerback. At middle linebacker, number 6 of Brody Beck. Outside linebacker, number 7 of Nick Metal. At cornerback, the number 10 of Anthony Musqueda. The number 11, Cole Adamson at outside linebacker. Playing safety for the Tigers is number 19, Hyatt Beck. Another safety for the Tigers, number 24, Marshall Elliott. Middle linebacker for the Tigers, number 28, Juan Hernandez. At outside linebacker, number 60, Micah Nelson. Defensive end, number 63, Rick Martinez. Defensive tackle, number 65, Emmanuel Carrillo. And there might be a couple guys mislabeled in there as something else because I don't have enough defensive end or tackles in there. So we've got that going. And what should be the starting lineup for your Lumberjacks as they run that tie wedge formation pretty much all the time. At quarterback for the Lumberjacks, it's the senior, 6 foot, 175-pound, number 5, Dylan Holder. And then at running back / wide receiver and just a little bit of everything, it's another senior, the 5'10", 180-pound, or actually this is a junior running back, Wesley Vanderoff. At wide receiver for the Lumberjacks, it's another senior, 6'5", 205-pound senior, number 22, Tyler Renner. At running back, 5'11", 190-pound junior, Trey Gibson. And in your offensive linemen, we've got the number 50, 5'10", 220-pound senior, Landon Warren. Number 65, 5'10", 230-pound junior offensive lineman, Riley Abel. Number 68, 5'10", 185-pound senior offensive lineman, Carson Thorhog. Number 69, 5'11", 265-pound senior center, and that is Jordan Korn. And then you've got the 6'3", 255-pound junior offensive lineman, Jackson Nantel, the number 70. And a couple more tight ends for the Lumberjacks. Number 84, senior, 6 foot, 180-pound, Damian Vanderrob. And senior, 6'6", 210-pound senior, Tristan Hill, number 99. That is your Lumberjack offense for the start of today's game. Kicking off, I believe, for the Tigers will be Nick Metal. As on their stuff, he was the all-league, all-conference kicker from last year. Returning the kick for Lumberjacks, it should be the number 2 of Jared Badgett and the number 23 of Trey Gibson, as those were the normal kick return guys in the regular season. Waiting to see here. The Tigers get their offense or their kickoff team ready. St. Mary's special teams huddled around special teams and defensive coach Greg Rouse. Down here, getting some last-minute instructions before things get rolling. Once again, don't forget Trunk or Treat coming up on Monday during Halloween, and that is put on by the Eagles, and it'll be on Main Street, and from 6th to 9th Street and 7th Street from Center College to College. So lots of people going to be set up for Trunk or Treat on Main Street. It's been getting bigger every year, so bring your kids out early to visit the Trunk or Treat setup. Coffee Radio might have one setup as well. We're thinking about it, so be sure to stop by and say hi. Once again, still both teams huddled up, getting some last-minute instructions before they get out there to kick off. Has a little bit longer of a delay here before we get things rolling. I'm kind of surprised. Once they usually get that stuff done, they didn't even introduce the Tigers as a team. They introduced the Tigers as a as a team too. I think they didn't introduce their starters separately, so kind of interesting. Trying to figure out where St. Mary's coaches are at that usually are up in a booth. I don't see any coaches up in the booth for the Lumberjacks today. No headsets on the sideline. Looks like St. Mary's going old school. Everything going to be done from the sideline, not using their headsets today. The Lumberjacks now finally head out for their special teams return unit. Said Jared Badgett and Trey Gibson back to return. Let's see who the kickoff guy is for it is going to be number 7 of Nick Metal. So we're ready to get things rolling here. 2A playoff action from Aberdeen. Once again, these games, if this is a true playoff game as far as the Idaho High School Activities Association is concerned, these games are hosted and sponsored by the Idaho High School Activities Association and United Dairymen of Idaho. Nick Bettle lines the guys up. He backs up to the Tigers, ready to send it deep for St. Mary for the kickoff. They are kicking from left to right. See if this is a touchback. I've heard that he's got a pretty good leg. Both Lumberjacks are waiting back at the goal line. It is a deep one. Going to be a little bit short of the goal line. Going to be picked up by Badgett at about the 3. Badgett taking down the far side. He's got a little bit of room to run. Nice return for Jared Badgett. That ball going to be brought out. Looks like out to the 20. Let me see what they put up there on the scoreboard, because it's kind of hard with my angle. I'm in the visitor stands, don't got a high vantage point, so it's kind of hard to see where that ball is placed at. It actually looks like it's at the 26-yard line. So Lumberjacks will start 1st and 10 from the 26 on the 20-yard return. Lumberjacks come out in that wedge formation. Everybody in tight. Dylan Holder under center for the Jacks. Holder takes a snap, pitches out, reverse to this near side. Vanderrob can't get away, though, from the tackler. Nick Metal gets him in the backfield for a couple-yard loss on that reverse on the first play. That brings up second, about 13 for the Lumberjacks. One thing with Lumberjacks offense, they don't want to lose yardage on plays. Going to get the snap. It's the pitch over to Gibson. Gibson far side, finds some room to run. He's going to pick up, looks like about 8 yards, possibly. I'm trying to see. It's hard, like again, it's hard to see here. I got to wait and see where they mark the down marker at. It was about 7 yards on the carry by Gibson. Since you gain 7, 3rd and 6. Since you made the tackle for the Tigers, they got a 3rd and 6 for the Lumberjacks. Taking the snap, pitch it out to Ethan Kohler. Kohler finds some room on the far side. He pushes forward. He's going to be short of the first down by about 1.5 yards. About a 3 or 4 yard gain for Kohler. The Lumberjacks are going to send out the punt unit. Lumberjacks will punt. It looks like Jamin Harrell going to punt for the Jacks. Elliott and Beck back to receive for the Tigers. Pretty nice punt. It's going to take a bounce at about the 40, get a flag, and it's going to roll all the way inside the 30. Not inside the 30, about the 29-yard line. No return. There was a flag on the play. Thought I seen a flag on the play. Maybe I didn't. There was a flag, and I believe the Tigers are going to be called for something. They're going to be backed up a little bit further. There was a block in the back by the Tigers. That moves them all the way back to the 17. So the Tigers started backed up deep. Lumberjack defense now, seeing if they can hold the Tigers. Tigers, everybody in tight with them too. They don't send out any wide receivers. Quarterback takes a snap, hands. Nope, he's going to look to throw it on the first play, and it's caught as the number 11, Paul Adamson, gets well behind the Lumberjack defense, and the Tigers score on the first play from the scrimmage. And again, you have to watch out for that. And you had to watch out for that play, and the Lumberjacks let that one go. Didn't let that one get past us. So the Tigers' first possession, they score it. The extra point, no, going for two, and it's run up the middle by Beck. It is good. So Tigers score first, 2-point conversion good. It's 8-0 in favor of the Tigers. We'll be back.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what it's accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
How many ways can you have a baked potato? Let Lumpy's Potatoes in St. Mary's help you figure it out. Lumpy's Potatoes is the perfect lunch stop in St. Mary's. Lumpy's offers several different baked potatoes daily, along with a special tater. Watch for daily specials on the Lumpy's Potatoes Facebook page. Sometimes he has meatloaf sandwiches or even loaded mac and cheese. There's one more thing you should know. Lumpy's Potatoes also has a steak night, typically on Sundays, and lasts until he runs out of steak, which is usually pretty fast. Lumpy's Potatoes at 522 Main Avenue, St. Mary's, or give them a call at 208-582-8297. Lumpy's Potatoes.
Yeah, we are back. Big kickoff fielded by Trey Gibson. Gibson with a reverse to the number 8 of Wesley Vanderrock. He's trying to get to the edge. Gets to the sideline, down to the 50, and he's tackled finally. That was not Vanderrock. That was Chase Wick with the return on the reverse. A nice return by the Lumberjacks. So Lumberjacks get it over to Trace Wicks, and Wicks brings it all the way up to about the 50, maybe just short of the 50-yard, no, just past the 50, into the 48-yard line of the Aberdeen Tigers. The Lumberjacks come out down 8. Well, that didn't that right. What's that? 8-0 to the Tigers. Lumberjacks. I think there's a bad snap there. I'm not sure. Lumberjacks fall on it. I'll call it a bad snap. I'm not sure if it was a bad snap or if it was up the middle carry by Holden. It only gained about 3 yards. In any case, it was a 3-yard gain. Lumberjacks break the huddle back up to the line of scrimmage. Everybody in tight on the Tiger side of the field. Holder under center. Holder takes a snap, pitches it to Gibson. Gibson rehandles the ball and that slows him down a little bit, but he's going to get positive yardage up to about the 40. A little bit short. It's actually a couple-yard gain. Gibson. The ball, I think, is on the 37-yard line or so. It's 3rd and 5 for Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks going to run it to the near side. That was, I believe, Wesley Vanderrob, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, maybe a short loss on the tackle. Damian Vanderrob. Lumberjacks 4th and about 6 yards, it shows on the scoreboard. Lumberjacks going to go for it, 4th and 6. On the Tigers' 38-yard line, I believe. Going to get the snap. Going to throw it. Well overthrown and picked off. Intended, I believe, that was intended, I think, for Tristan Hill, and they're going to return it for the touchdown. And it's not starting off the way the Lumberjacks would hope for. Number 24, Marshall Elliott with the interception for the Tigers. And the Tigers have an offensive interception and a defensive interception now, or an offensive touchdown and a defensive touchdown. 62-yard return for the touchdown. The Tigers looking like they're going for 2 once again. Holder had some pressure in the backfield on that throw. Beck takes a snap, looks to throw it into the end zone. It's going to be completed to the number 7 of Nick Metal, and the score will be 16 for the Tigers, 0 for the Lumberjacks here early in the first half of play. We'll take a break. We'll come back.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
High school sports don't just happen.
And we are back here. It's not quite started out the way that you would hope for the Lumberjacks, or the Tigers having a pretty good start to the game for themselves. They have scored on one play on offense. Now a defensive return on an interception for a touchdown, giving the Tigers the 16-0 lead early first quarter still. 7:28 to go in the first quarter. Nick Metal to kick off for the Tigers. Waiting for the ball is Badgett and Gibson. Tigers lined up. Metal signs the ball, sends the ball deep. Going to be picked up, it looks like, by Badgett into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. No return. The Lumberjacks will start 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line for their third possession offensively. Lumberjacks in the huddle. Aberdeen defense out there ready to go. Lumberjacks in the wedge, everybody in tight. Holder under center for Lumberjacks. Takes the snap. Going to be thinking that was Wesley Vanderrob with the carry. I have to wait and see who it was. Run up the middle. Wesley Vanderrob with a pretty decent carry of 5 yards. His first carry of the game. 2nd and 5 for the Lumberjacks now. From their own 25-yard line. Lumberjacks into the line of scrimmage. Everybody in tight. Still in the Holder under center. Pitches it over to Kohler. Kohler, right side. Gets bottled up. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, I do believe. Defense for the Tigers, pretty stout so far. Looks like a couple yard. Looked like it might have been a 1-yard pickup for Kohler on that one, so it brings up 3rd and 4 for St. Mary's. St. Mary's has not converted yet on 3rd down. Everybody in tight for St. Mary's. Holder under center. St. Mary's takes a snap, pitches it to Gibson, and reverse it to this near side. Vanderrob gets tripped up in the backfield. And again, Nick Metal getting into the backfield to trip up the play. Loss of about 4. And Lumberjacks will be setting up to punt away once again. 3 possessions for St. Mary's have not been able to do much just yet against this defense. Has been pretty tough so far for the Tigers. Jamin Harold out to punt for the Lumberjacks. And it is Marshall Elliott to return. High booming kick. Here's the near side. It's going to take a Lumberjack. Well, no, it takes a Lumberjack roll down to the 44 and no return. It's a 33-yard kick with no return for Jamin Harold. 5:30 to go, first quarter. Lumberjacks trail at 16-0 to the Tigers. Lumberjacks defense, that first play from scrimmage, I think St. Mary's was fully sold that the Tigers were going to run it, and somebody missed their cue on that receiver sneaking out, and they gave up that big pass play right off the bat. Tigers, everybody in tight. They've got the quarterback back in shotgun pistol, hands it off to the near side. Squeaking through the line is Juan Hernandez. He's finally going to be brought down by Jared Badgett after about a 13 or 14-yard gain by Hernandez.
Moves the ball across midfield, down to the 41-yard line. The Lumberjacks.
First and 10 for the Tigers. Ball right about the 40-yard line. Tigers, everybody in tight pistol formation. Going to hand it off. He's going to slip in the backfield, though, and be taken down. I don't understand how he wasn't already down. St. Mary's had him in the backfield. And I guess they're going to say he rolled on the bodies of the Lumberjacks, and it turns into a positive yardage. That is crazy. That was Hyatt. That was number 19 of Hyatt Beck. Picks up 4 yards. Not sure who made the tackle for St. Mary's. Second 6 for the Tigers. Ball is at the 36-37, and to take the snap, hand it off again. Nope, Beck keeps it. Beck has to make one man miss. He misses, and he's going to take it to the house. As Coach Brody Beck keeps himself from the quarterback position, makes a couple of guys miss, and then only had I think it was Badgett, and the only other guy out there was Anderson, and it's tough to make those open field tackles, and it's another touchdown for the Tigers. So this game quickly getting out of the way the Lumberjacks were envisioning it going. St. Mary's now down 22-0 first quarter. The extra point, 2-point conversion is going to be caught. No, is it caught or not? No good. They're going for 2 from Brody to Memmel, and that's no good. So the score stays that Aberdeen Tigers 22, St. Mary's 0, 4:05 to go in the first. We'll be back.
A ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Idaho for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we're back as the Tigers get set to kick off. Aberdeen leads 22-0 with 4:05 to go in the first quarter of play. Kickoff's going to be filled at about the 10 by Gibson. Gibson finds the edge, gets some blockers, and he swings off another tackler. He's still on his feet, and Gibson all the way to the 50-yard line for the Lumberjacks. So another nice return for St. Mary's. Just got to get the offense rolling a little bit here. St. Mary's needs something to get themselves rolling. Going to mark that right at the 50-yard line. Lumberjacks has not had a first down so far. Everybody in tight for St. Mary's. Dylan Holder under center. Takes the snap, hands it off. First man through. Have to wait and see who that is. Gets a couple of yards there on the carry. That was Wesley Vanderrob with the carry for St. Mary's. 2-yard gain for the Jacks. St. Mary's has tried kind of that reverse a couple times to Vanderrob. Damien, that's been tackled in the backfield. I think St. Mary's going to have to more or less maybe run right at him. Everybody in tight once again. Holder under center. Pitches out to Gibson. Takes it to the far side. Stiff arms the guy. Gets some room to run. And that's going to be close to a Lumberjack first down. That's a Lumberjack first down. First down of the game for the Lumberjacks. See if they can keep this drive going here. Only the first quarter, still anything can happen in this one. St. Mary's needs to kind of settle their nerves down a little bit and get things rolling. Lumberjacks break the huddle, back up the line of scrimmage. Holder under center. Everybody in tight in the wedge. Go, guys, go! Lumberjacks Holder takes a snap, pitches it to Vanderbob, coming to the near side. He's going to be almost tackled in the backfield, but he squeaks away from the Aberdeen defender and picks up about 4 or 5 yards. A nice, hard run by Damian Vanderrob. It's about a 6-yard gain for Damian. I think it was I don't have an 84, so I don't think it was an 84 for the Tigers, but it was maybe it was 34. Trace King, who just about had him in the backfield. Vanderrob able to get out of it. This time it's that rugby scrum up the middle, Holder with the keep, and he's going to pick up a nice little chunk of yardage there. And it's another first down for the Lumberjacks. And it's called 5-yard pickup by Holder. Lumberjacks got this thing moving a little bit. 2 first downs on this possession. 2 minutes to go, first quarter. St. Mary's trails at 22-0 to the Tigers of Aberdeen. St. Mary's back in their wedge formation. Everybody in tight. Holder takes the snap. He's going to get it to Gibson. Gibson tries to find an opening. Gets a little crease, but not much. It looks like he picked up maybe a yard or 2 on that carry. Actually, it looks like it's more like a 4-yard gain. The scoreboard says 3, so I'll mark it as 3. So it's 2nd down and 7 for the Jacks. St. Mary's onto the Aberdeen side of the field now at about the 25 of Aberdeen. Everybody in tight. Once again, wedge formation. Pretty much the same thing you'll see all game long. Holder under center. Takes the snap. Pitches out to Kohler. Kohler to the far side. He's going to be, I think he's going to lose a couple. So no gain on the play. That'll leave the Lumberjacks with a 3rd and 7, and St. Mary's going to take a timeout. So 48 seconds left on the clock for the first quarter. St. Mary's trails at 22-0 and got a nice little drive going here, but it's 3rd and 7. We'll be back.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these honorable owners. They quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and Lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jack.
And we are back. Lumberjacks trail 22-0 coming to the end of the first quarter. And Lumberjacks on the move, but they are in a third and long at the moment. 4 down territory for St. Mary's, deep on the Aberdeen side of the field. Pitch to the near side. Vanderhoff runs into a pile of Lumberjacks. Some of his own guys that are blocking out in front of him. I think he might have picked up a yard. I'm going to call it a 1-yard gain. Gives the Lumberjacks fourth and about 6. Kind of a big fourth down here for the Lumberjacks, honestly. They've got the ball down in Tiger territory. They need to keep this drive alive. 4th and 6. Going to be a throw by Holder. He's got time to throw. He's got a man, and I believe that was Trace Wick. And I believe it's caught for a first down on the far side of the field. And that's the end of the first quarter. Ball down to about the 19-yard line. Actually down to about the 17-yard line. Into the first quarter, St. Mary's trails 22-0 to the Tigers. We'll be back.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving in Washoe, Cooney, and Lake Talk counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
Hodge Funeral Home has long been a community leader at St. Mary's, and Hodge invites you to come in and discuss final arrangement options before any crisis arise in your family. Hodge is knowledgeable, caring, and will suggest final plans that will fit your wishes and budget. And being a community leader, Hodge Funeral Home is proud to be the sponsor of this Lumberjack State game. We're proud of you and wish you all the best. Go, Jacks!
And we are back here at Aberdeen High School, second quarter of the state playoff action. Lumberjacks right now trail 22-0 to the Aberdeen Tigers. St. Mary's 1st and 10 down on about the Aberdeen 17. St. Mary's all in tight. Holder under center. Takes a snap, pitches it out. That's to the 32 of Kohler. Kohler's going to be taken down in the backfield. Looked like Brody back with the tackle for the Tigers. Loss of about a yard, I believe.
I did the bike and
brings up second about 11 yards for the Jacks. Everybody in tight. Holder under center. Holder takes a snap, hands it off. It's to Gibson. Gibson didn't have a whole lot of room there. He might have got back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more than that, but not a whole lot of room there. It looks like it might have given him about a 3-yard gain as he got that original loss of yardage back. So 3rd and 8 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's does split somebody out wide this time. Trace Wicks goes wide to the left side of the field. Holder under center. Holder takes a snap, looks to throw, and the coverage was all over Trace Wicks. And that's going to be incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 6. Or 4th and 8, I should say. Yeah, that was good coverage all the way from the beginning of that. There's, I think, almost double coverage over there on Trace Wicks. I think he was the only receiver out pattern for the Lumberjacks on that one. First time they'd shown that, I'm almost surprised they didn't run out of it, just to give them something to think about. And they did run it as a pass play. This is going to be a pitch out, throw by Gibson, And it's going to be thrown low and incomplete, intended to go back to Holder. I'm not sure what kind of a trickeration of a game of a play that was, but it didn't work out for the Lumberjacks. As I'm just going to call it an incomplete pass. I'll worry about all the fanfare there. I'm going to call it an incomplete pass from Gibson to Holder. And we'll just leave it at that. And Lumberjacks turn it over on downs. 10:40 to go in the first half. Lumberjacks trail 22-0 to the Tigers. And the Tigers now have the possession, their next offensive possession. They've scored fairly quickly on their possession. I think they've only ran about 6 offensive plays. Everybody in tight for the Tigers. Brody Beck in the pistol. He's got a man in motion. Beck keeps himself, takes it to that far side, and he's just out there trying to evade a couple of tacklers. And he's finally going to be forced out of bounds by Gibson, but everybody kind of dives inside expecting a run play up the middle by the Lumberjack defense, and leaving the outsides wide open as Brody Beck finds a nice opening outside to take that ball. That's up to about the 37-yard line. 22-yard pickup by Beck before he was forced out of bounds by Gibson. Once again, pistol, no right receivers for the Tigers. It's a handoff up the middle. Handoff to the number 24 who breaks free. Finally brought down from behind as he's tracked down by Ethan Kohler. Gets out to about the 44-yard or the 46-yard line. That was the 24 of Marshall Elliott with the carry. Ethan Kohler tracked him down from behind to save him from breaking away for a touchdown. So pistol formation, no receivers out for the Tigers. Beck hands it off. He bounces outside a little bit. That's Hyatt. And strong running by Hyatt. Hyatt Beck picks up a first down for Tigers. That ball up to the 33. Didn't see who made the tackle for the Lumberjacks on that one. I know Trace Wicks was in there helping. First and 10 up the Lumberjack 34-yard line as the Tigers having a pretty good offensive drive. Your Tigers have got some big players, tall. Beck in the pistol, no receivers. He's got one man in the backfield with him, sends him in motion. That's Hyatt Beck. Going to be Beck with the keeper, and again he breaks out into the open. He almost fumbles the ball as he's being tried to tackle as a couple Lumberjacks. Jared Badges is finally able to get him down, but not after another big gain by Brody Beck. So St. Mary's has not had an answer yet for the Tigers' run game. That ball was taken all the way down to about the 27-yard run by Beck, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Jared Badgett. First and goal from the 6 for the Tigers. Tigers take the snap. Hand it off. No, it's on the outside is the run. And they're going to say he's down short of the goal line. Gibson and Badgett in there for the tackle. And there's Marshall Elliott for the run. I'm going to say he gets it down to about the 1-yard line. Oh, they said it was Juan Hernandez with the carry. Second and goal for the Tigers now from about the 1. Man goes in motion. Hyatt Beck, and it's going to be a direct snap. No, it was a direct snap. I'm not sure who it was. It wasn't to Beck. Number 7. It was a direct snap to Nick Nadell for the Tigers, and they punched in for another Tiger touchdown. Lumberjacks trail 28-0 with 8:04 to go in the first half. Pending the 2-point try, I would imagine. Tigers have a heck of a kicker. I've been surprised they've been kicking the going for the 2-point conversions. Man goes in motion. Going to be a handoff, maybe an illegal motion by the Tigers. That'll mark them back 5 yards. So they will try the point after once again. One thing you can't really judge on film when you're studying a team that you're going to play is size, and when they don't have it on their roster, so you can't really tell the physicality and stuff of the team. So this is, right now, the Lumberjacks are being out-physicaled by the Tigers. Man in motion. Throw it back to throw it. And it's going to be incomplete. No good on the 2-point conversion attempt. Not sure who it was intended for. That's how that'll end up with the Lumberjacks still trailing 28-0 to the Tigers. 8:04 to go, first half, and we'll be back.
We all remember Heidi's Sandwich Shop. Well, Heidi's is now Nellie's Kitchen. Nellie's Kitchen offers the same great menu, the same great service, and the same great food. Stop by Nellie's Kitchen today and try their new breakfast sandwich, the Nellie, or have a fan favorite, the Slumgolian. Nellie's Kitchen is open Tuesday to Friday, 7 to 11 a.m. for breakfast and 11 to 3 for lunch. Also open Saturday and Sunday with all-day breakfast. Eat in or call in your order at 208-245-2223. That's 208-245-2223. Nellie's Kitchen, located at the River City Mall in St. Mary's.
Yeah, we are back. Lumberjacks trail 28-0 to the Tigers. As Nick Metal will kick off for the Tigers. Badgett and Gibson back deep. Low line drive kick on that one. It's going to be fielded by Badgett at about the 6. Badgett reverses field. No, actually still up, roughly up the middle. And he's going to get it up close to the 20. Might have actually been a reverse on that one again, but I didn't see who might have ended up running it, so we're still going to give it to Badgett. And the ball's up to about the 23-yard line. So that's where the Lumberjacks start this possession, 1st and 10, from about their own 23. Everybody in tight for the Lumberjacks. Going to get a handoff to the near side. Slipping down, though, for the Lumberjacks. He tried to make a cut. Is Ethan Kohler, I believe it was. I think he lost a yard or so on that carry. Just looking at the Aberdeen's front line on their defense, they're all looking like they're 6 foot, 250. I mean, there's some strong looking guys on defense for the Tigers. Everybody in tight for the Lumberjacks. Going to be the pitch taken to the near far side of the field. Trying to escape the tackle is Vanderrob, and he's not going to be able to get his foot free. I'm not sure if he gained anything. I might have gained the yard back that was lost on the previous carry. Gain on second down. That bring up 3rd for the Lumberjacks, 3rd and 10. Deep on the Tiger side of the field. Aside from that one drive just a little while ago, St. Mary's has not been able to put much together offensively yet. Everybody in tight. Snap, going to run here to the near side, making a cut, kind of cut it upfield. Is Ethan Kohler. Short pickup for Kohler. Brings up 4th down for Lumberjacks. St. Mary's going to send out Jamin Harold the punt. That deep for the Tigers, the number 24, that is Marshall Elliott. He's weighing about his own 45. Nice high punt. It'll land at about the 48, take a lumberjack bounce and roll, and it'll be down at about the 41 of the Tigers, and that's where the Tigers will take it over. 5:47 left before halftime. The Tigers lead at 28-0 over the Lumberjacks here in the playoffs. We'll be back. Actually, no, we'll keep it here. We don't usually get a break during, don't usually get to take a break after a punt, so. Going to take the snap, and Brock's going to look, or Brady's looking to throw. It's incomplete, intended for number 11. And trying to see who that was there on coverage that knocked that out. That was Aiden Year out with the breakup on the pass. Intended for Cole Adamson. Second and 10 now for the Tigers. Up the line of scrimmage. Once again, everybody in tight for the Tigers. They don't ever send any wide receivers out wide. Man in motion. Brody Beck's going to keep it. Looks to run outside on the far side. And again, it ends up wide open for him. He's going to be brought down after about a 12-yard gain by Jerry Badgett. In the Lumberjack territory. St. Mary's has not been able to answer that particular play, especially early on either when Beck keeps it. Of course, that could just be the fact that the offensive line for the Tigers is doing a heck of a job blocking as well. Once again, the Tigers up to the line of scrimmage. They run almost the same looking thing for St. Mary's, except for their quarterback is in the pistol, which is about 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They usually have one running back. It's going to be a handoff to Beck. And chasing Beck down from behind is the number 6 of Trace Wicks. He never knew he was coming, and Wicks is able to keep him to just a short gain. Nice hustle by Trace Wicks. He apparently shut his blocker. Came all the way from the opposite side of the play, across the backside of the line of scrimmage, and chased Hyatt Beck down. That was probably about a 3-yard gain, actually. So it's second about 7. Tigers, same formation. Beck in the pistol, man in motion. Gonna pitch it out, hands it off, and that's met in the backfield. That is Damian Vanderhoff bringing down Marshall Elliott with authority, and a loss of a couple yards on that one. Nice job by Damian Vanderhoff getting in there. Brings up third, about 8 for the Tigers. Same formation for Aberdeen. Beck in the pistol. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. He's got pressure on him. He's going to let that go. And it's incomplete as it was intended for Adamson. That went right through his hand. He had Vanderhoff and Wick putting some pressure on the quarterback. And I don't know if Cole would have caught that in bounds if he would have caught it, but it just went right through his arms. And he did get a little bit of a step on his defenders. So it's 4th down and 8 for the Tigers. 3:40 to go before halftime. St. Mary's trails 28-0 to the Aberdeen Tigers. Aberdeen looking like they're going to go for it. They are on the plus side of the field. Up to the line of scrimmage for the Tigers. Same formation. Brody Beck is in the pistol. He's not a running back, flank to the near side. Lumberjacks are going to jump off sides. Going to give them a free 5 yards on that one. So it brings up 4th and 3 now for the Tigers. They're going to take the handoff, or no, it's a keeper to Brody Beck, and he just runs right up the gut and into the end zone. Man, he has been unstoppable so far as Brody Beck as he runs up the middle against the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's had them where they wanted them. 41-yard run for Brody Beck as he takes it into the end zone. Makes the score 34-0 with 3:31 to go in favor of the Tigers. Tigers switching their personnel up, bringing some different guys in for the, I'm assuming, a 2-point try. They have gone for 2 every time so far. Gonna get the snap, the handoff, a little bit of a reverse action there. Lumberjacks read that pretty well as Ethan Kohler makes the tackle. And it's no good. So 3:31 to go in the first half play. St. Mary's trails 34-0 to the Aberdeen Tigers. We'll be back.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks!
Metal to kick off for the Tigers. Badgett, Gibson back deep. Nice deep kick. Going to be picked up at about the 5 by Badgett. Takes it to the far side. Looking for room to run. Gets some space, and he's going to have a pretty decent return. Number 2, Jared Badgett on the ball looks like it was brought to about the 25. Lumberjack start 1st and 10 from a, looks like it's right on the Lumberjack 25-yard line. 3:23 left in the first half, and St. Mary's trails 35-0. Everybody in tight for Lumberjacks. Holder under center, takes a snap, pitches out to Banderoff. Banderoff looking for room to run. It was actually a reverse back to this side into Gibson's hand, and no gain on the Lumberjack trickery there on that play. Maybe a short lot. No gain on the play. Lumberjack offense not being able to get anything going, any traction against this Aberdeen Tiger defense. I mean, they have played really well, this Aberdeen defense. Going to take a snap, and it's going to be a run, trying to squeeze through the traffic is Kohler, and he's going to pick up a few yards. Nice hard running by Ethan Kohler. That's about a 2-yard pickup. 3rd and 8 for Lumberjacks. They've seen a lot of 3rd and 8s here today. Lumberjacks backed up the line of scrimmage. Holder under center. Everybody in tight wedge formation. Holder checks over the defense. Takes the snap. Looks like he's going to hand it off to Gibson. Gibson brings it to the near side. There's going to be a flag thrown. Gibson has the first down, but there is a flag. in the area of probably a hold. To be hold against St. Mary's. Lumberjacks will be third down again, but I think it's third. See how far they mark it back. Third and 19. So third and long for the Lumberjacks here. Everybody in tight for St. Mary's. Holder under center. Holder takes snap, looks to throw. He's going to throw it out to the flat. Intended. Trace Wicks didn't get quite turned around in time. It was also a little bit off the mark. He turned to the outside. That ball was thrown inside. Couldn't react to it quick enough to make the catch. And defense was going to be all over him if he did make the catch. It's incomplete. Fourth down and long for the Lumberjacks. They will send Jamin Harold out to punt for St. Mary's. A little bit of confusion on who's supposed to be out there. Lumberjacks were missing a guy. Holder takes the, or not Holder, Harold takes a snap. Nice punt again by Harold. He's nice Lumberjack roll all the way to the opposite side of the field into the Aberdeen territory up to about the 48-yard line. 26-yard punt. Actually, it's a little bit more than that if you count from where he punted, but 28 yards, no return. And that's where the Tigers will take over with 1:27 to go before the half. First and 10 for Aberdeen. Coming up at halftime, we'll have our senior spotlight to get things started with. And our senior spotlight is Tristan Hill today. Oh, Tigers doing things a little different this time. They bring two receivers to the near side. Pistol formation, Brody Beck, a little bit of a low snap, hands it off to Hyatt Beck. He sheds off of one tackler. He's finally going to be brought down by Vanderrob and Gibson with the tackle. It'll be about a 42 10-yard game. We're going to get a timeout taken by the Lumberjacks. Second timeout taken by St. Mary's. And we'll take one too. We'll be back.
It's time to winterize your home, and there's no better place to start than in everyone's hardware and lumber store, 10th Street Lumber. They have insulation, house wraps, stoves, and heaters. See their huge selection of power tools, paint, and painting supplies. And, of course, they have a full line of lumber supplies. Stop by 10th Street Lumber and see what they can do for you. And remember, 10th Street Lumber will deliver anywhere on 10th Street and Railroad Avenue, 10th Street Lumber.
Once again, we want to remind everybody about the Trunk or Treat event taking place on Monday during Halloween down on Main Street in St. Mary's. Going to be a lot of people out there handing out candy up and down Main Street for the kids, so be sure to check that out. Come out a little bit earlier than when you go out to go trick or treating and hit the Trunk or Treat event on Main Street in St. Mary's, hosted by the Elks or the Eagles? It is hosted by the Elks of St. Mary's. There's going to be people set up the Eagles, the Elks, everywhere for that. So the Tigers come out after the timeout, two receivers to the near side. Beck in the pistol formation, running back by him. Man goes in motion from left to right. Hands off to that motion man. No, actually, Beck kept it. Nice fake by him. I'm going to give him props on that. He's brought down by, I believe, Badgett and Wesley Vanderrob, but a big gain by Beck. Brody Beck, game 13. First and 10 for the Tigers. 40 seconds left to go. They're going to take a quick throw out here to the flat. It's completed to the number 11 of Adamson. Forced out of bounds by Wicks. Short of the first down. Picks up about 7. And the Tigers take their first timeout with 29 seconds left to go before halftime. Tigers will receive the second half kick. The Tigers really wanting to put it on here. They want to score again here, 34-0. They are up. They've controlled the game from the beginning pretty much. Winner of this game will go on to play next week. Loser of this game will be getting ready for the basketball season. I know Lumberjack girls basketball practice starts on Monday. Boys have some open gyms, but I'm not sure when they actually start practice. 2 receivers here to the near side. Beck in the pistol. He's got Hernandez flanking him. He's going to throw it, looking deep. Going to be tipped away by Jared Badgett. Great pass defense by the senior. Intended for Elliott Marshall. Jared Badgett did a great job from a safety position to get there and knock that ball away. Brings up 3rd and about 3, 3rd and 4 with 24 seconds to go. Tigers bring 2 receivers to the near side once again. Beck is in the pistol. Hyatt Beck, flank to the far side, comes in motion. Beck keeps it. This time Lumberjacks read it, but he sheds the tackler, shakes off another one, and finally he's going to be brought down he's going to be into the end zone. Beck reaches it out, and they kind of late on the call, but Brody Beck stretches the ball out, and the official kind of late on giving us a touchdown signal. But he stretches that ball out, gets it across the goal line, and it's going to be a touchdown on a 22-yard run by Brody Beck for the Tigers. And the Tigers have everything going the way they want it to go. St. Mary's, I didn't see who had it, but one of the Lumberjacks just about had Beck in the backfield, but he was able to slip out of that tackle. Then he juked Jared Badgett. I don't remember who it was trying to make the tackle on that side, but he was able to just get that ball stretched out to score. And throw it for the extra point try. It's incomplete, intended for Cole Adamson. So with about 14 seconds left before halftime, the Tigers lead it 40-0 over the Lumberjacks. We'll take a quick break.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nesting? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Hunting season is in full swing and the rut is almost here, and the bucks will be going crazy. Stop by Blue Goose Sporting Goods in St. Mary's for all of your hunting needs. Ammo, scents, calls, a walk-in cooler to store your big game, and much more. Also, with winter right around the corner, it's never too early to prepare for ice fishing. Blue Goose Sporting Goods has you covered. Blue Goose Sporting Goods has a full line as well of the best hunting wear out there. Check out King's Camo at Blue Goose Sporting Goods today.
And we are back waiting to kick off for the last few seconds of this first half of play. Nick Medell will kick off for the Tigers. Nick Medell. Backing for Lumberjacks, Badgett and Gibson. Low kick is kind of a squib kick down the middle. Going to be Gibson picking it up at about the 15, brought down at about the 16 or so. So Lumberjacks will have the ball right there with about 9 seconds left. I almost expect Coach Teff to just kneel this out and go into the locker room. We'll see what happens. Never know. St. Mary's might pull some trickeration out of their back pocket. Holder under center. Going to pitch it out to, I believe it's Vanderrob. Vanderrob is going to pick up a couple yards, and I believe they'll probably run the clock out. So that's how the first half ends. Not the way we were hoping, not the way we thought this game would go. We thought this would be a heck of a battle down here, but this Aberdeen team proved to be a little bit tougher than they looked in film. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our senior spotlight, which features St. Mary's Lumberjack Tristan Hill.
The Gateway Cafe on Highway 95 in Plummer has been serving travelers in its community for 7 decades. The Gateway Cafe specializes in home-cooked meals and offers a full menu of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and homemade desserts. So whether you're on your way through, driving into town, or a local, stop by the Gateway Cafe in Plummer for a delicious home-cooked meal with your friends and family. The Gateway Cafe also offers catering and online ordering. Visit www.gateway-restaurant.com or call 208-686-1314. The Gateway Cafe, located at 126 10th Street in Plummer, wishes Ethan and the Lumberjack football team the best of luck in the playoffs.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feed and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturday. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
The people at the St. Joe Valley Credit Union are your friends, your neighbors. And when you look to the St. Joe Valley Credit Union for more affordable financing, what you're doing is investing in the confidence you have in the people you know. Confidence in the responsible professional money experts at the St. Joe Valley Credit Union, where they've been serving our community since 1959. St. Joe Valley Credit Union, where others have their branches, we have our roots.
This institution is not federally insured. Each member's account is insured to a maximum of $250,000 by American Share Insurance.
Why do I drink milk?
Milk rehydrates my body after I work out.
Milk has the protein I need to build muscle.
Milk helps me maintain a lean body mass.
Milk helps my muscles recover and stay strong.
Milk has the carbohydrates I need to re-energize.
Milk replaces important electrolytes that I lose when I sweat. As an athlete at Boise State,
I learn that every sip is a victory.
What do you drink?
What do you drink? What do you drink?
Milk Victory, brought to you by United Dairymen of Idaho.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Mary's Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC. And it's time for our senior spotlight, and we have St. Mary's Lumberjack senior Tristan Hill with us here today. Tristan, how you doing?
Good.
Thanks for joining us to have this interview. We'll get started right off. What sports do you play?
I play football and basketball.
And which one is your favorite and why?
I'd probably have to say basketball. It's just growing up, I've always been better at it, and it's something I've always enjoyed.
And you're about 7 foot tall. What has playing sports taught you?
Playing sports has really taught me how to be a team and how to rely on others, not just yourself. It's also really taught me how to kind of lead others and to follow at the same time.
That's a good answer. What is one of your favorite things about playing sports?
One of my favorite things about playing sports would be kind of how a team becomes a family throughout the year, and through playing sports, growing up, all through high school, really teaches you learn a lot about each other.
Especially when you spend that much time on a bus together.
Yes.
What is one of your least favorite things about playing sports?
If there's anybody you don't get along with, usually you don't get along with them at all. Throughout the years, it doesn't get better, so that kind of makes things a little interesting.
That's the first as far as somebody with that type of an answer, but it's an honest answer. What are your goals this year on and off the field and court?
Well, off court, probably to graduate without any difficulty, I guess. And then in school, then on court and field, go state, win state, and do good at state, I guess.
Those are some good quality answers. Okay, we're talking with Tristan Hill, our senior spotlight. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more.
The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you'll just have to try them all. Taco About It is open 11 to 7, Tuesday through Friday, for all of your taco needs. Call in your order 208-582-8533, message them on Facebook, or just stop by. Taco About It, located across from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
St. Joe Potty Huts in St. Mary's is a proud lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Huts is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Benoit County, also serving Shoshone and Kootenai counties. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Huts at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, go Lumberjacks! When your car's not running right, you want an honest mechanic that provides quality work at an affordable price. That can be tough, unless your dad owns a repair shop. But in St. Mary's, times have changed. You have Jim's Auto, and they treat every customer like family. Get everything from regular maintenance to major repairs done at Jim's Auto and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto doesn't just offer oil changes. They're a full-service shop. Jim's Auto can diagnose that check engine light, change your brakes, and fix your alignment. Ask about Jim's Auto's new Express Lane with same-day or next-day oil and tire services. And don't forget, Jim's Auto is an authorized Tire Pros dealer with nationwide warranty, service protection plan, and free roadside assistance. Jim's Auto and Tire Pros, located at 69 Milwaukee Road, St. Mary's. Soaring Hawk's Polar Lodge Special Event Venue, located at Soaring Hawk RV Park at 3201 Highway 5 in Plummer, Idaho, is a custom lodge with beautiful woodwork as well as a beautiful North Idaho view. It's perfect for your meetings, reunions, banquets, parties, or weddings. Visit www.soaringhawkrvresort.com for more information. And we're back. We're talking with St. Mary's Lumberjack Senior Tristan Hill for our Senior Spotlight. What are your plans after high school?
My plans are to attend lineman school in Rathdrum and then go from there.
All right. What is your favorite subject in school? Let's see if I think I might be right with this one.
Probably shop class.
I forgot about shop. I was thinking a lot of you guys say fitness.
Probably shop.
Who's someone you look up to?
I'd have to say my dad. Probably look up to him the most, just because he's taught me a lot about life and interacting with others.
All right. And just one more side note to that one. Is he still taller than you, or are you taller than him? So do you literally look up to him?
I'm taller than he is, so figuratively look up to him, I guess.
Poor Roddy. Okay, does your teammates have a nickname for you?
I do not believe so, no.
What is your most memorable moment so far in your high school career?
I don't know if I could really pick one out for being a specific most memorable moment, but just the quality time after games and practice with the boys.
All right. Do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
Just coaches, parents, anybody that supported me throughout high school.
All right. We've been talking with Tristan Hill for our St. Mary's Senior Spotlight, and we will take another break. Thank you for talking to us.
Of course.
Good luck in the future, and good luck the rest of the high school season as well. And now we'll take a quick break and come back with more.
It's time to elevate your finances. Introducing Ascend Checking, the simple, free checking account from T1FCA. It gives you the flexibility to earn dividends, plus get anytime account access with online and mobile banking, mobile deposits, and no minimum balance requirements. Level up your finances with Ascend Checking. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend. T1FCA, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938, insured by NCUA.
We are Dairy West. That means we are milk people, family people, animal people, people people. We are environment-loving people, giving back people, job-creating people, and glass all the way full people. As your local dairy producers, we are more than farmers. We are Dairy West.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You can call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy Arbor and Site Clearing.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
We are back. It is halftime. St. Mary's trails 40-0 to the Aberdeen Tigers. And before I get into looking at these numbers real quick at the half, I want to give a shout out to Brendan Green and Xavier Sloper. They've been taking some pictures, been my cameraman down there for this game, getting some shots for the varsity players, as I don't even see really any photographers here for this game today. So it's a few memories for that last game, possibly for those seniors here today. Anyways, it's been all Aberdeen, and they really started by catching St. Mary's off guard a little bit on that first play that they played offense, as they don't throw the ball a lot. They threw it more towards the end of the second half or first half than they did. Obviously, they were trying to get down there and score again before the half was over, but they came out on their first play from scrimmage was a pass play that caught St. Mary's off guard, I believe, and they scored it on a touchdown. It was a 83-yard pass from Brody Beck to Cole Adamson. He took that 83 yards for the touchdown, and the two-point conversion was good. Dylan Holder then was intercepted by Marshall Elliott for the Tigers, and he returned that for a touchdown. Two-point conversion was good. And then Brady Beck had a 38-yard run for a touchdown. No good on the two-point conversion. That was 22-0. Then second quarter, Nick Metal ran it for 2 yards. No good on the two-point conversion, 28-0. 3:31 to go in the second quarter. Brody Beck ran it for 41 yards. For the two-point conversion was no good on that one for 34-0. And then right at the end of, basically at the end of the first half. Brody Beck on 3rd and 3 ran it for 22 yards. And again, the conversion was no good. The score is 40-0 in favor of the Tigers. St. Mary's has only been able to get 55 yards of offense on the board against a tough defense. I give Aberdeen props because they've got a really stout defense, and they've got some strong physical kids out there on their offensive and defensive lines that are really pushing the Lumberjacks around. The Tigers put up 329 yards of offense in the first half, and Aberdeen's looking at putting up 600 yards before this game is over if St. Mary's can't make the adjustments to stop them. And that's where we're at right now, saying we're ready for the second half kickoff. Brody Beck has 175 yards on 7 carries for the Tigers and 3 touchdowns. He's been the big damage as a quarterback keepers. Trey Gibson leads St. Mary's with 24 yards on 6 carries in the rushing stats. And we are ready to get things going here in the second half. And it will be the Tigers starting with the first possession. Second half, St. Mary's will be going left to right on your dial. Looks like it's going to be Trey Gibson doing the kickoff duties in the absence of Grayson Sands. Back deep to the Tigers, it's the number 24 of Marshall Elliott. I can't see the other return man on the far side. I can't see his number. Going to be an onside try by the Lumberjacks. It's going to take a nice Lumberjack bounce, and it actually, one of the upmen tried to dive for it. It took a hop right at that last second. Thankfully for the Tigers, Cole Adamson was there to grab that as it popped up. The Tigers will start 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. The Tigers in their huddle. Man in motion. Beck going to keep himself, and he's just really hard to bring down. First and 2 can never get him down, it seems like, as there was Aiden Yearout and Brock Anderson, the last 2 to come up off the pile. Beck picks up about 9. And there was a Lumberjack that hit him first and just couldn't get him to the ground. Aiden Yearout, Brock Anderson, I'm going to give credit on that tackle. Second down and 1 for the Tigers. That takes a snap, hands it off. That's not Marshall Elliott. That, I think, is Hernandez. Hernandez gets to the edge, and second play of the second half, the Tigers cash it in on a big run by Juan Hernandez. 53 yards to pay dirt for the Tigers. Juan Hernandez takes it to the house. 10-13 to go, third quarter. Tigers extended 46-0 over the Lumberjacks. One thing I want to see from these Lumberjacks is keeping their heads up, keeping themselves in a positive attitude. St. Mary's has usually always been able to do that. It's always fought hard no matter the game circumstances. Man in motion for that 2-point try. Handoff. Going to go up the middle. The handoff is to Wesley Nelson, and it's no good. He's not going to get in there. And that's where we're at. 46-0, 9:30 to go, third period. Lumberjacks trail. We'll be back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Yeah, we are back, and as I was saying before that 2-point conversion attempt, I just want to see St. Mary's keep their wits about them, keep their heads held high, and continue to battle as hard as they can out there. No matter how this game turns out, they played hard all season long. I know I think one of the Lumberjacks will upset out here on the sideline start of the second half, but they just got to keep their heads up. I know it's some of the seniors' last football games, possibly, but can't let your emotions get the better of you here. Get the kickoff going from Nick Medell. Back deep for Lumberjacks, Gibson and Badgett. Medell sends it deep. Nice. He's got a heck of a leg. Probably don't kick extra points with him. And Jared Badgett tries to snag it out of the air, but it's going to be a touchback. And Lumberjacks have a 1st and 10 on their own 20. So let's see what St. Mary's does here in the second half. I don't think you'll see them switch out of their current formation. They're just going to keep grinding away here. See if they can't make something happen. Break the huddle up the line of scrimmage. Holder under center for the Jacks. In the wedge. Going to take it. Holder's going to throw. It's complete to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff lowers his shoulder, gets it up to across the 30 for Lumberjack first down. Gain of about 11 for Vanderhoff on the connection from Holder. First and 10 for St. Mary's, up to their own 32. Again, everybody in tight. Holder under center for St. Mary's. Snap. Holder hands it off or pitches it out, and a nice little run up the middle. Pretty nice game there. So you can see who it is with the carry. It's Ethan Kohler. Yeah, it is Ethan Kohler. Like a good 6-yard pickup by Ethan. He's up second, about 4 for the Lumberjacks. Again, of course, same formation from St. Mary's. Everybody in tight. Holder takes the snap, hands it off to Vanderhoff, going the opposite way. Vanderhoff looking for some room to run, turns it upfield, and looks like he picks up close to a first down. Might be a tad short. We'll see. 3-yard pickup, a little bit over 3 yards. It's going to be third and really short. Third and about 8 inches, maybe. Third down. Ball is right on the 40, it looks like. Holder going to keep this up the middle. No, he's going to hand it off. Kohler comes to the near side, gets away from one tackler, spins away from another, and he's going to be a short gain. He's down pretty hard. Not enough for the first down, though. It's 4th and inches. Can't even give Kohler a yard on that because it gives St. Mary's a first down. No, they call it a first down. So we'll take that out of there. They give Lumberjacks the first down on the carry. So about a 1-yard gain by Ethan Kohler. Everybody in tight again. This time it's the wedge run by the Lumberjacks as it's going to be Holder up the middle. Few yards for Dylan Holder. It's only the second time St. Mary's has ran now, and it's about 4 yards on the carry. Brings up 2nd and 6 for Lumberjacks. St. Mary's back up the line of scrimmage. Holder under center surveys the defense. Now his line takes the snap, pitches it out to Gibson. Turns into a blocker. Gibson gets met right about the line of scrimmage. Going to call it a short 1-yard pickup for Gibson. 3rd and 5 now for St. Mary's, just across the 45, right about the 46-yard line on their own side of the field. Holder under center. Takes the snap, gonna throw, has some blockers, has some time. He's looking to Tristan Hill, and it's just overthrows him. Hill had some double coverage out there on him. Just a little bit too high for Hill to try to go up and snag it. Brings up 4th and about 5 for the Lumberjacks. Takes the snap, Holder hands it off on the double reverse. It's into the hands of Jamin Harold, and Harold's going to pick up the first down. Nice run by Jamin Harold. Spent a lot of time on, he was a JV player this year, and pretty impressive at the JV level. That's one of those JV players I see a lot of potential in besides JJ Uraps. Another one. There's just too many of them really to list, but there's a lot of good football players that are freshmen this year coming up into the program. So first down for Lumberjacks on the run by Harold. Holder again under center, takes the snap, looks to throw. Caught, completed by to Damian Vanderrock. Out a 5-yard pickup by Vanderrock. St. Mary's just slowly plugging along here on this drive, trying to keep it going. Everybody under center, everybody in tight, Holder under center, takes the snap. And we have a whistle. Now waiting to see. Going to be an offside encroachment on Aberdeen. I think it's just about their first penalty of the game. Aberdeen has played a really clean game. Second about 1 for St. Mary's. They're going to hand it off to Ethan Kohler, and he gets the edge. Nice big run for the Lumberjacks. First big run by St. Mary's. So a nice run by the senior Ethan Kohler. He takes that down inside the 20. Down to about the down to about the 18-yard line. 20-yard run by Kohler. Everybody in tight for St. Mary's. Going to be a pitch out to Gibson this time. Gibson works his way into the middle of the defense and picks up a few yards. 5-yard pickup by Trey Gibson for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's deepest, I think they've been into Aberdeen territory so far. 2nd and 5 for the Lumberjacks. Once again, Lumberjacks up in that tight wedge formation. Holder with the reverse. It's going to Vanderrob. Vanderrob, they get a nice block. Vanderrob gets around the edge, and he's going to pick up right up close to I think he might be in for first down at least. And that's the end of the third quarter. Get down inside the 5. It's going to be first and goal from the 3 when we start the fourth period. I forgot that I think it was a running clock in the second half. In that third quarter, maybe not, just because we were running the ball so much. But we'll be back after this.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. You get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has that.
And we are back as Lumberjacks' best drive of the day has been this one right here, their first possession of the second half. They marched it down the field from the 20 all the way down to the 3-yard line. And they are first and goal from the 3. St. Mary's trying to punch it in here and get it on the board. St. Mary's up to the line of scrimmage. Dylan Holder under center. Wedge formation once again for the Jacks. Gonna hand it off to Gibson. Gibson defense was able to get back there and take him down for a short loss. As the defense read that one pretty well for the Tigers. They going to call it a loss of 1. Second goal from about the 4 now for Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks up the line of scrimmage. Holder takes a snap. They're going to push the pile, and the Tigers all dive inside, trying to create a pile for the guys to have to step over. Going to be a short pickup, probably. Call it a 1 yard. Call it a 1 yard gain. Start the fourth quarter. There we go. Lumberjacks back up the line of scrimmage. Everybody in tight. Third goal from the 3. And St. Mary's punches it in. It's going to be the junior, Trey Gibson, getting the touchdown here late in this one for Lumberjacks. As St. Mary's gets on the board with 10:31 to go in the game. I didn't think the clock was supposed to run like through everything. I thought they stopped it for this stuff, but the clock's running. 2-point try. Going to be a throw. And it's caught by Vanderrock. So a nice coverage by the Tigers, but the throw was perfect from Holder just out in front of him. And they're able to get the 2-point attempt good. Makes the score 46 for the Tigers, 8 for the Lumberjacks. We'll be back.
Are you in need of professional IT solutions? Maybe you should give Ex-Babylon Professional IT Solutions a call. Ex-Babylon specializes in everything IT, including Apple consulting, network support, computer repair, web hosting, and so much more. Ex-Babylon has locations in Hayden, Idaho, and Newport, Washington, and Seattle. If you need help with anything IT related, call Ex-Babylon IT Solutions at 509-447-0440. That's 509-447-0440. Ex-Babylon IT Services, where imagination is the only limitation.
Now we are back as Lumberjacks will kick this off. It is, I'm trying to see who that is. Looks like it's somebody else kicking off for the Lumberjacks this time. I want to think, I'm pretty sure that it's Jamin Harold kicking off this time. As I think at this point in the game, Coach Taft is probably going to put in some of the younger guys, give them some playing time here in this game. Kick is off. Nice kick by Harold. It's going to be fumbled at about the 5. Pretty decent return. Going to get. Let's see here. That was Ortiz with the return to number 30. I don't have a 30. He's going to bring it up to the 20. I think that was Logan Darnold getting in there, one of the guys making the tackle for the Lumberjacks. See a couple of new faces out there on the defense right now. I got Cody Teft out on defense. Logan Darnold. See the 12 Hayden Year out. Going to get a run for the Tigers up the middle. I believe that was Shackelford. Holder in there to make a tackle. I believe that was Dylan Holder in there on defense making the tackle for St. Mary's. Tigers, I think, switched out their quarterback as well. I think they've got a new guy in at quarterback. The snap. Going to be a keeper. No, a run to this near side and making some guys miss. Stiff arming, but being brought down. Tried to get the stiff arm, couldn't complete it. It was the number 30 of Ortiz. It was a nice run. Ball brought up to the 40, it looks like. Logan Donald there to make the tackle. First and 10 for Aberdeen. Again, same formation Tigers have been running. Quarterback in the pistol. He's going to hand it off. That's number 8 of Shackelford. He gets some room on that far side. Stiff arms the guy. Logan Donald tries to make the diving tackle. He can't get the shoestring save there. And it's going to be Shackelford taking it in for the Tigers. 59-yard touchdown run by the Tigers with 6:08 to go in the contest. 52-8, Lumberjacks trailing. Two-point try coming for the Tigers. Trying to see who that is that they've got in there at quarterback for them now. It's number 22. I didn't put him on my roster that I have, so I'll have to look at the other roster and find out who it is. Going to take the snap, keeps it himself, and it's going to be no good, I believe. So the score stays 52 for the Tigers, 8 for the Lumberjacks. We'll be back. Any adventure, any task, anytime, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's on Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's on Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com. And the number 22 for the Tigers is Bo Driscoll. He is a sophomore. Let's see who's kicking off. I think I might have actually changed who is doing kickoffs as well. It actually doesn't look like. I think it's still Nick Medell taking care of the kickoff duties. Back deep for the Lumberjacks, it is Badgett and Gibson. Under 4.5 to go in the contest. Nick Medell gets the whistle. Now lines up the Tigers, and the kickoff is away. Deep line, he's got a heck of a leg. I've said that already once or twice, and just over the head of Badgett as he tried to jump up and pull that down out of the air. It's going to be a touchback. I think Badgett caught one earlier that took him into the end zone, and he couldn't run it out. It's automatically a touchback if it goes into the end zone regardless. So I think he's been trying to tag one out of the air and stay in play to try to make a return. He hasn't been able to do so. And that kicker, I'm really surprised the Tigers haven't been kicking extra points because they've got their kicker has a heck of a leg. So St. Mary's back out on offense. Try to see who's out there, see if there's been any other changes on the offensive side of things. That is Cody Taft under center for the Lumberjacks. Going to hand it off up the middle. The ball carrier was for the Lumberjacks. Could have been Aiden Year out. I'll have to all credit with that carry. Couple of yard gain on that carry. Going to get the snap. Year going to look to throw. There's going to be a hold. There's going to be a penalty flag thrown. It is completed from Taft to Darnold, but it might come back. Well, I thought I'd seen a flag thrown, but that ball's placed at the 35, and it's I guess I was seeing things. I thought I seen a yellow hanky come out, so it counts. No penalty. It's going to be a run this time by Year Out near side. Stiff arms one guy. It's going to be brought down after a couple yard pickup for Year Out. Nice run by Aiden. Picks up 3 yards. Second about 7. St. Mary's back in. Ready to get the next play on. Going to be a throw by Taft. He's going to look. Has blocked Anderson wide open. Anderson has the ball up to the Tiger 45. I'm pretty sure that's Brock Anderson. I was just making sure there wasn't another number 7 that they might have brought in. That ball is complete. Oh, there's a penalty this time. So a sideline infraction. And that's going to put the ball up to the 30-yard line. So the sideline fraction on the Tigers. It's going to be a run this time for St. Mary's. Number 16, Jamin Harold with the carry. Picks up about a 2-yard pickup. Under a minute to go. Lumberjacks back up the line of scrimmage, trying to get things moving quickly. Cody Taft under center, takes the snap, pitches it out into the hands of Logan Darnold. Darnold, the near side, nice run for him, pushing that pile. Nice pickup by Logan Darnold. And St. Mary's going to call a timeout, I think, trying to give their guys a little bit more time here. 5-yard run by Logan Darnold. Brings up 3rd and 3 for the Lumberjacks. 3rd and actually about 2. Coach Taft out there talking to the young guys. I'm sure the seniors that are playing their last game here today in the football field or wish they were in there for this last final seconds, but it's always good to get those younger guys in there and give them some playing time. Just wish that the score was flipped and that it was in a game where St. Mary's was winning at the end. That'd make things a little bit easier, but it is what it is tonight. St. Mary's played hard today. Aberdeen just a little bit tougher. Going to get a run? No, a throw. It's going to be Taft looking to the far side, incomplete. Intended for the 13 of Logan Darnold. Incomplete. Brings up 4th and 2 for St. Mary's. Surprised that clock was still running. Gonna get that snap off just in time, and it's going to be well, it was a run that I think they're going to call forward progress stopped. It was a keeper by Cody Taft. I'm going to give him a yard pickup on that. The clock runs out, and folks, that's the ball game here from Aberdeen as the Lumberjacks fall to the Tigers 52-8 in a tough game here. And man, on film, it looked like this was going to be a knockdown, drag out fight in the trenches, and Aberdeen proved that was not going to be the case. They came out and they really imposed their will on the Lumberjacks today in this one. And congratulations to them. Good luck to them next week. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and take a look at the statistics for the final football game of the year.
You always hear on the radio, across the bridge to savings. That's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck in the playoffs and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!" Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Jacksonville Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jacksonville Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jacksonville Trucking.
How many ways can you have a baked potato? Let Lumpy's Potatoes in St. Mary's help you figure it out. Lumpy's Potatoes is the perfect lunch stop in St. Mary's. Lumpy's offers several different baked potatoes daily, along with a special tater. Watch for daily specials on the Lumpy's Potatoes Facebook page. Sometimes he has meatloaf sandwiches or even loaded mac and cheese. There's one more thing you should know. Lumpy's Potatoes also has a steak night, typically on Sundays, and lasts until he runs out of steak, which is usually pretty fast. Lumpy's Potatoes at 522 Main Avenue, St. Mary's, or give them a call at 208-582-8297. Lumpy's Potatoes.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
And we are back, and the Lumberjacks football season comes to an end here in Aberdeen by a score of 52-8 in favor of the Tigers. And man, oh man, I said it, you can't really, I watched the film and I just thought that this was going to be a heck of a ball game here today. Both teams have run the ball a lot. And one thing you can't tell is how physical a team plays by watching that film. And I just think St. Mary's was out physicaled, so to speak, by Aberdeen. They have some really strong players, it looked like, on that offensive line. They're tall, and they look like they definitely hit the weight room quite a bit. And I think St. Mary's just somewhat got out-muscled on that line of scrimmage, especially on the offensive side and defensive side of things. St. Mary's just couldn't really get their footing under them. They just weren't able to move the ball as they were hoping to do so. The Lumberjacks fought hard, played valiantly, and didn't ever give up, just like St. Mary's always does. But I'm sure, we all wish for a closer game no matter what, but just a tough one to finish your season with that kind of a beating, I guess. But proud of the boys. They played hard all year long, no matter what. Always kept chugging along and doing their best they could, and they definitely have a lot to be proud of as far as that is concerned. On the basketball season, I'm not sure when boys basketball practice starts. I think I heard that it might be a week or so away for them. Girls basketball starts on Monday. I've got to find some schedules and see when our first games are going to be played for basketball. I always think that I have like 2 weeks when practice starts before the first game, and it seems like a week later there's already a game going. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. And of course, these stats favor Aberdeen pretty heavily, as they just, I'm pretty sure they came out the running clock for one hell, but the Lumberjacks do end up putting up 188 total yards in the game. St. Mary's ran 52 plays and Aberdeen ran 26. And that is, by the way, St. Mary's would have liked to have been, except for the fact the score is the wrong way. In that case, St. Mary's averaged about 4 yards per play, and Aberdeen 18 yards per play. Passing for the Tigers was 90 yards. Passing for the Lumberjacks was 67. Lumberjacks had 121 yards rushing. Aberdeen with 381 yards rushing. This is a fairly clean game penalty-wise. There wasn't a lot of penalties on either side as the ball. St. Mary's did have one turnover, and that turnover didn't play a factor into this win, really. I mean, it just got Aberdeen fired up early. You know, they scored on their first possession, first play, and then they come out and they get the interception return for a touchdown, and that just fired up Aberdeen even more. And they took that momentum early from St. Mary's, and they never let go of it. So that was, I mean, I wanted to see really clean game as far as turnovers were concerned. It wasn't too bad. That one interception. Couldn't get a turnover forced on the Tigers. Let's see here. 13 first downs for Lumberjacks, 16 first downs for Aberdeen. St. Mary's was 2 of 12 on third downs for 16%, and 3 for 5 on fourth downs for 60%. Aberdeen was 1 for 2 on both third and fourth down conversions for 50%. Looking individually for Aberdeen, passing, Brody Beck was 2 of 5 for 90 yards and a touchdown. Rushing, Brody Beck also led that category. He had 8 carries, 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. They did a good job blocking that up for him when he ran the ball. Juan Hernandez had 2 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. Luke Shackelford, 2 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown. Nick Meadow had 1 carry for 2 yards and a touchdown. Going to the Lumberjacks offensive side of things, Cody Teft went in late in the game, 2 for 3 throwing for 44 yards. Dylan Holder, 3 of 7 for 23 yards, had that 1 interception. Trey Gibson threw one, I guess you could call it a pass, some sort of a trick play St. Mary's had in there that was incompleted to Holder. I have a feeling Holder was going to throw the ball as well if that would have been completed. In the ground game, St. Mary's spread it out quite a bit. Ethan Kohler led the team, according to my stats, 33 yards on 10 carries. Trey Gibson had 32 yards on 10 carries, 17 yards for Damian Vanderrob on 9 carries. Holder had 10 yards on 3. Jamin Harold had 2 carries for 8. Wesley Vanderrob had 2 carries for 7. Aiden Yearout, 2 carries for 6. Logan Darnold, 1 carry for 5. Cody Teft had 1 carry for about 1 yard. Receiving, Brock Anderson late in the game, 1 catch for 32 yards. Damian Vanderrob, 2 catches for 16 yards. Logan Darnold, 1 for 12. Trey Swicks, 1 for 7. Unofficial tackling stats, we had Jared Badgett with 4 tackles. In the game, Trey Gibson with 3. Trey Swicks had 2, as did Logan Darnold. Damian Vanderrob with 1.5 tackles. Ethan Kohler and Dylan Holder each with a tackle. Wesley Vanderrob, Aiden Yearout, Brock Anderson with a half a tackle apiece for the Lumberjacks. Punting, Jamin Harold, really good job at punting. Averaged about 32 yards per punt and had some nice high carries on those punting punts. I think, I'm not sure. I mean, he is a freshman, but he could be I don't know. That's going to be an interesting one to see next year. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say he might be able to be like a starting punter next year, definitely. But we'll have to wait and see because he is just a freshman, so he might get another year of just JV. Kickoff returns, Jared Badgett had 3 for 52 yards. I had Trey Swicks with 1 for 46 yards. Trey Gibson with 2 for 41 yards. And once again, St. Mary's just got, you always hate to say it that way, but you got to be honest with it. They got outplayed today, out-muscled by a very tough Aberdeen team. And I was hoping St. Mary's might be that team that surprises some people here at State this year. But Aberdeen might be that team. They kind of have been overlooked a little bit, I think, for what I mean, they had a pretty decent record, everything. I mean, don't sleep on these Aberdeen Tigers because they could shock some teams out there. It just depends on who they play. They are a very tough squad. But in any case, it's going to be on to basketball season. We will get with you, let you know all about those schedules as soon as we know about them and have them. As the Lumberjacks will get ready to start basketball. St. Mary's boys looking to try to make 10 straight years as district tournament or district champion, 10 straight years down to state in basketball. So a lot to look forward to in Lumberjack sports coming up this season. One more time, don't forget about the St. Mary's Trunk or Treat event that's going to take place on October the 31st, which is Monday, and it is Halloween. 4:30 to 6 o'clock, basically on Main Street. You set up at 6. There's going to be people set up at 6th Street to 9th Street and 7th Street from Center to College. So there's going to be lots of people set up out there. This is put on, it says, by the Elks Lodge. And that's going to wrap it up for us. The 2A football playoff game sponsored by Idaho High School Activity Association and the United Dairymen of Idaho. I'm Tim Parrish. for KOFE 1240. Have a great rest of your weekend. For all the Lumberjack fans here down south, have a safe drive home. And like I said, it's going to be on the basketball season for us. We're going to go ahead and sign off here for today. Lumberjacks lose 52-8 to the Aberdeen Tigers.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjacks!